College Basketball. Kerry Miller at Clarence James College Basketball. National Analyst March 19, 2018. JacksonRonald Martinez, Getty Images. The Sweet 16 for the 2018 Men's NCAA Tournament is set, and your bracket has probably been set on fire. If you just focus on the right half of the bracket, things seem relatively normal. Syracuse is reaching the Sweet 16 as a no. 11 seed is a bit unlikely, but all 4 of those no. 1 and number 2 seeds are still in play. 7 of the 8 teams are seeded 5th or better. There's a good chance that half of your bracket isn't completely covered in red marks or crossed-out teams. The left side of the bracket, though, looks like something you could only come up with by flipping a coin for every game. All 4 number 1 and no. 2 seeds are gone. In their place, we have a pair of number 7 seeds and a pair of no. 9 seeds, as well as Cinderella story Loyola of Chicago still hanging around as a no. 11 seed. How in the world did we get to this point, and where do we go from here? For starters, we have 16 things you should know about what's left of this year's tournament field. They're listed in no particular order, with the exception of starting with the biggest story imaginable. Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt and Pennington, Getty Images. It has been a little while since our last true Cinderella story in the NCAA tournament. There have been plenty of surprising runs in recent tournaments. South Carolina and Xavier last year, Syracuse to the Final Four as a number 10 seed in 2016, no. 7 Connecticut versus number 8 Kentucky in the 2014 National Championship, but major conference teams can't be Cinderellas. Rather, the last Cinderella story was Florida Gulf Coast reaching the Sweet 16 as a no. 15 seed in 2013 and forever being remembered for 2 words, Dunk City. This year, the team is number 11 seed Loyola Chicago. And the 2 words are Sister Jean. The team chaplain for the Ramblers is 98-year-old Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt. She has been praying over the team, and scouting opponents, since 1994. 7 years ago, Loyola Chicago had a Sister Jean bobblehead giveaway. She has been synonymous with the program for many years. But considering this is Loyola's first trip to the NCAA tournament since 1985, this is the first time she has been in the national spotlight. And she has become an overnight sensation on social media. This also means it's the first time that most fans have had the opportunity to notice that Loyola's fans wear maroon and gold scarves that look exactly like Gryffindor house attire in the Harry Potter series, which has led to many jokes about Quidditch and house points being awarded to Loyola, Gryffindor for made buckets. The basketball, you ask? It's quite good. The Ramblers have won 19 of their last 20 games, including both NCAA tournament victories on buckets in the final seconds, making the Sister Jean and Harry Potter mania even more fantastic. Were it not for some injuries earlier in the year, Loyola would probably be 33-2 right now and maybe wouldn't be quite as much of a Cinderella story. If your bracket is busted and/or your favorite team has been eliminated from the big dance, there's little question who you should and will be rooting for in the Sweet 16, with a hat tip to the Allman Brothers Band. For as long as this run lasts, we are all the Ramblin' Man, 4 woman, Jordan Poole, 2, and Moritz Wagner, 13, Charlie Riedel. Associated Press has just mentioned, Loyola Chicago has won both of its games on buckets in the final seconds. The Ramblers trailed by identical scores of 62-61 in each game. Dante Ingram hit a 3-pointer with 0.3 seconds remaining to knock out Miami. And then the iron was quite kind on Clayton Custer's game-winning deuce with 3.6 seconds to go against Tennessee. That's only a small portion of the drama that transpired on opening weekend, though. Neither Rhode Island nor Oklahoma made it to the Sweet 16, but they went to overtime in the first game of the first round, setting the stage for a wild few days. Nevada and Texas also went to overtime the following day, capping off a frantic comeback for the Wolfpack with a combined 34 points in the extra period. Houston had a back-and-forth final minute with San Diego State before advancing to the second round on a Rob Gray layup with 2 seconds to go. The Cougars were also involved in an absurd ending in the following round. Davis missed a pair of free throws that could have iced the game, opening the door for Michigan's Jordan Poole to splash in a game-winning triple as time expired. In all, 19 of the 48 games, 20 of 52 if we count the first 4, were decided by 5 points or fewer. Normally, the 90-hour break between the end of the second round and the start of the Sweet 16 feels like momentum-draining torture. This year, however, we need that time to catch our collective breath and try to process everything that has happened thus far. Are we headed for another Chris Jenkins or Mario Chalmers type of moment in the national championship? Jalen Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo. Justin K. Aller, Getty Images. With so many games being decided in the final minute, it might be tempting to assume that no one looks good and that everything is coming down to a coin flip, or yet another interminable monitor review. After all, the number 1 overall seed lost by 20 to a number 16 seed. Hard to imagine anyone should be trusted this year. There are 2 teams, however, who are destroying everything on the path to their collision course in the Final Four: Duke and Villanova. When they were playing their best during the regular season, these 2 teams looked like the clear favorites to win the national championship. And thus far in the tournament, they have been playing at that level. Number 1 seed Villanova smashed Radford by 26 before bending Alabama over its knee for a 23-point spanking. So much for no one wanting to play that team. The Wildcats shot a combined 31 of 68, 45.6% from three-point range.